Back to my channel. This is Anjuraj and you're streaming on the Study Beast. In my previous video I discussed regarding the introduction to the computer graphics. In that I have discussed some algorithms like the line drawing algorithms, and mainly I have mentioned the Bresenham algorithm, the DDA algorithm. So in this today we are going to see what is the DDA algorithm, or the digital differential analyzer, which is the most commonly used the line drawing algorithm in the computer graphics. So let's get started. So ready? So first it is like to give a brief introduction regarding the DDA. Now this DDA is based on calculating either the delta x or delta y. So these two are the parameters or the functions which actually determine the line, or at which intercept you have to draw the line actually, or to project the line. Next in this, the line is sampled in one direction. So the concept speaks like this: the line is sampled in one direction, and the pixels which are nearest to the other coordinate on the other side is determined by this algorithm. Like in one direction we do some processing, and from the other side we get the direction of this algorithm. So this is the overall concept regarding the DDA algorithm. So in this there are basically 6 cases, like 4 main cases are there and 2 other special cases for vertical and horizontal lines are there. So let's move on to that, or discuss which are the cases for this. Like there are 4 cases, and I will also discuss the steps to solve the algorithm and one problem video based on the DDA. So first, for that you need to understand what are the different cases which are required to solve the DDA. So ready? So first we get the case 1 in this. In case 1 we have the slope of the line which is less than 1. So as you can see, this diagram I have drawn the previous video based upon the LDA, that is the line drawing algorithm. So in this we get from the slope equation, that is m is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. We use that particular equation in this, and instead of the coordinates, that is the y2 and y1, we replace it by a constant k, or some shift parameter you can say, which basically functions on the basis of the shift of origin concept in mathematics. In locus you can say, which it uses. So in this basically it is y k plus 1 minus yk, that is the another successive point. You can consider it as y2 minus y1. So here in this, the next point which it has to project is given by yk plus 1 minus yk divided by xk plus 1 minus xk. So in this parameters xk plus 1, yk plus 1 are the 2 successive points on the mathematical line, which we have seen the another video based on the LDA. So in this, since it is less than 1, and so we have xk plus 1 minus xk is equal to 1. That is the delta x parameter, here it is 1. And so this algorithm basically works on the delta x and delta y. So we need to only interchange the values of delta x and delta y. Then we get the different test cases for this. So moving on to further, we simplify this equation by putting xk plus 1 minus xk divided by 1. And so we get yk plus 1, that is the next point to be determined or to be plotted onto the screen, is yk plus 1 plus m, that is yk plus m. So yk plus 1 is given as yk, that is that particular point, plus the intercept. So in this we have another parameters, that is we determine the delta x and delta y in this. So delta y is the slope m and delta x is unit interval. So moving on to the next case, that is where m is greater than 1. So in this, just you have to put 1 in the numerator here. So we get this equation, or this graph we can see from the previous video. So I have drawn the same video again, and so we will determine xk plus 1 is equal to xk plus 1 by m. When you interchange the equation you get so, and here we get the delta x as 1 by m and delta y as 1. Here it was delta x as 1 and delta y was m. So here it just got interchanged, and so it is the inverse. Now case 3, we moving on to the modulus, that is the mod operator, that when mod m is less than 1. So you can compare this and this case, that is the case 1 and case 3. So basically there is no difference in this, just a modulus sign. But the graph actually differs from this. like this is the graph for mod m less than 1. Rest all things remain the same, but care has to be taken that the slope which is used here is only the negative slope. That when you get a slope right here, it is determined as a negative slope, whereas when you get here, it is a positive slope. So that just little difference based upon the case 1 and case 3 when mod m is less than 1. Moving on to the case 4, where mod m is greater than 1, we have m is equal to minus 1 upon xk plus 1 minus xk. Just replace this, or you have to just compare this case 2 with the case 4 and just put the negative sign over here. We get xk plus 1, that is the next point to be determined, is equal to xk minus 1 upon m. And so we get the delta x is equal to minus 1 upon m, the negative inverse slope, and delta y is equal to minus 1. So these are the 4 cases. So apart from this, we get another 2 special cases based upon the horizontal and the vertical lines. So those are just the case 5 and case number 6. So I'll depict those two here. So these are just the special cases. Only at certain conditions or at a certain point of time these are considered. That is, we have the case number 5. So this case number 5 is actually, you get the delta x here, it has 0, and delta y is equal to 1. So in this we have this x1 is equal to x2, so both remain the same, and we have y1 and y2, and so we join this and we get a line here. So this is the line for this, that is when case 5, when x1 is equal to x2, or you can say in more easier terms, delta x is equal to 0 and delta y is equal to 1. And so we can do the same for the x-axis, that is, you consider this y1 is equal to y2, and here you have the x1 and x2. And so here we can write as delta y is equal to 0 and delta x is equal to 1. So the line for this is, you draw it like this, and you will get the slope m right here. So this things that I have drawn in the red lines are the slope which you get from these different test cases. So this is all about the different cases or the concepts which you need to keep in mind while solving the problems based on the DDA analyzers. So all this is about the DDA concept. So hope you enjoyed this video. We found this video helpful. Please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. Thanks for watching this video.